Greetings to each of you and welcome to week 3 of DecemberMe. This week, we are going to be focusing on resetting and refocusing. We have spent the last 2 weeks in deep contemplation from a space of rest and from a space of intentional reflection. And now we're going to take all that has been revealed and all that has emerged from within us, from our spaces of introspection, and we are going to plan to intentionally reset and shift our focus. So I'm glad to be here with you in this 3rd week, and I pray that this week you will find the reemergence of your motivation and your intention around crafting a mental wellness, spiritual wellness, physical wellness, social wellness, professional wellness plan that will take you into the next year with divine intention. Young Pueblo in The Way Forward states this: what do you do when everything is going wrong? Don't punish yourself or think badly of yourself. Remember that storms are temporary. Try to do kind things for others. Make changes to your daily routine. Figure out which old habit is slowing you down. Do what you need to do to balance your mind and realign with your peace. That is our intention for this week's DecemberMe as we reset and refocus. Let's explore our reset and refocus concepts. The first thing we're going to focus on this week is how to eliminate the 4 Ds: distractors, diversions, disruptions, and detractions that lead to defeat. Then we're going to establish boundaries. What boundaries need to be put in place in order to eliminate the 4 Ds? And then we're going to create a plan. Before we can go into week 4, which is recommitting, we have to establish the plan. And this plan is going to be built around the 8 domains of health and well-being: spiritual, social, financial, emotional, familial, professional, and educational wellness. And it may include some aspects from past plans, but also a vision for the future. Let's explore the 4 Ds a little deeper. Distractors. What are distractors? They're external factors or influences that divert your attention, your focus, or your energy away from your goals or priorities. These distractors, these things, these people, these places, these habits, these beliefs can hinder your personal or professional progress. Diversions are activities, paths, or experiences that steer you away from your usual course of intended direction. These can be intentional breaks, detours, or shifts in your focus, providing a change from the routine where God has shown you are supposed to go. It breaks you away from that. It causes you to change course or adding some other variety to your journey, maybe adding an additional layer of something that is meant not for your growth, not for your edification, not for your progress or purpose, but simply meant to steal your time, your focus, or your energy. Disruptions are unexpected events, changes, or disturbances that interrupt the normal flow of your activities or routines. These can range from minor inconveniences to major upheavals requiring adaptation and adjustment to new circumstances. What is disrupting your life? What has the power to make you procrastinate and be delayed in completing what you were working on? What has the power and the ability to make you give up or to give in when you were so focused and so motivated? These are disruptions in your life. Detractions are actions or influences that diminish the value, reputation, or positive aspects of an individual, idea, or situation. So detractions can be criticisms, distractions, or negative factors that hinder progress or perception. For some of us, detractors or detractions are people in our lives. And the negative seeds, the judgments, the criticisms, the demeaning statements that cause us to not value our value or not to see the fullness of the value that God has within us. And so we have others who may impact or attack our reputation. And so we got to look at what these detractors or these distractions are, and we have to make sure that we recognize them so that they do not hinder our progress or our perception. Because remember, perception for many is reality until we challenge that perception with the truth. Christ said you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. So freedom comes not by our perception, because it's often distorted, but it comes by way of truth. What is the truth concerning me, my journey, what I'm supposed to do, what God has called me to do, what am I aligned to do? These 4 Ds, if we do not destroy them, they can lead to our defeat. 1, in isolation, can cause us to feel defeated. But can you imagine the enormous impact that all 4 of these distractors, diversions, disruptions, and detractions can have on our physical, mental, emotional well-being, our social relationships, our worldview, our paradigm, our perception, our daily routines, how we interact with others? Yeah, so if we're not careful in grabbing a hold of intention and the divine choice that has been given to us, and making sure that we are nourishing ourselves and pouring into ourselves, we will find ourselves in a space of defeat. And defeat is the experience of being overcome, overwhelmed, or failing to achieve a desired goal or outcome. It can involve setbacks, challenges, or situations that one feels powerless or unsuccessful in their efforts. And so going into 2024, the one thing that we are choosing to leave behind are distractors, diversions, disruptions, detractors, because we will not be defeated. We will not accept defeat. So I want you to commit before we move into our boundary establishment phase of this particular workshop that I will not be, I refuse to be defeated. Now we've come to our 4 Ds assessment. And you'll see 5 questions that I want you to spend some time pondering. And this is extremely important. In order for you to know what needs to be eliminated from your life, you have to be aware of it, and you also have to acknowledge it. Awareness is one thing, acknowledging it is another. Once you are aware of it and you can acknowledge it and create some responsibility around that particular person, place, thing, idea, behavior, habit, whatever it is, being present in your life, then you can categorize it. Is it healthy? Is it unhealthy? Is it leading to your growth? Is it leading to a place of defeat? So as you ask yourself these 5 questions, I want you to be radically honest and list what in your life right now should fall into these questions or categories. So take as much time as you need. You can pause this recording if you need to. But I want you to be serious about identifying what in your life is in the category of one of these 4 Ds, and 5, what is leading to thoughts, feelings, beliefs, or perceptions of defeat for you? Because the goal, remember, is we're walking into 2024. and we're going to claim victory intention. And that means we have to intentionally identify what is no longer serving us.
So now let's briefly discuss boundaries. Boundaries are guidelines or limits that define the acceptable and appropriate ways for individuals to interact with each other, both in personal and also professional relationships and settings. And these limits help establish a sense of personal space, emotional safety, and respect. So having boundaries are important for several reasons. One, they establish respect. Boundaries help define individuals' needs and make it clear what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Secondly, it helps to maintain emotional health. So, setting and maintaining boundaries can prevent emotional burnout, exhaustion, and stress by ensuring a balance between personal and external demands. It also helps us to foster healthy relationships. So, clear boundaries contribute to healthy relationships as they create a framework for mutual understanding and communication. 4, they protect self esteem. So, boundaries help protect self esteem by preventing others from crossing limits that might otherwise undermine one's sense of worth and safety. Number 5, it encourages personal growth. So, by respecting and communicating personal boundaries, individuals can focus on their own growth and development without being overly influenced or overwhelmed by external pressures. And finally, it helps to prevent exploitation. So, boundaries act as safeguards against manipulation, exploitation, or abuse by making it clear what is and is not acceptable behavior. I always like to state when we're discussing boundaries versus rules, they are different. Boundaries are what are shared with people that we love, people that we want to be in relationship and community with. And rules are guidelines that we set for individuals for our own personal safety, but we're not necessarily looking to be in any type of a long-term relationships or in communities. So we set rules and transactions, but we set boundaries with those that we love. So overall, boundaries are essential for maintaining a healthy balance between personal needs and external demands, fostering positive relationships and supportive individual well-being. Now we're going to spend a few moments assessing the 8 domains of our physical, spiritual, emotional, relational, professional lives. And we're going to explore boundaries that we currently have in place in addition to boundaries that need to be established. So take as much time as you need as you go through each of these domains of your life. And make sure you journal the answers to the questions and also any new boundaries that need to be established moving forward for your overall health and wellness. It is my sincere hope that week three's focus on reset and refocus has allowed you to engage in deep introspection and receive revelation as to areas in your life where you need to reset and reestablish new boundaries. I hope to see you again next week for our final week of December Me as we continue looking at our life from the perspective of the 5 R's so that in 2024 we can emerge renewed, restored, revitalized, and refreshed, but most of all, in a space of holistic health and wellness.